Today my voice is a bit broken, kauma kiasi, excuse me. But yesterday President Uhuru Kenyatta reappeared on the public scenes and he talked many things, but the only thing that was trending about him ni vile aliambia President William Ruto to stop blaming him on everything that is going on and that he has been given time to serve Kenyans and therefore stop attacking the previous administration and stop saying everything Uhuru, because Uhuru feels that the next thing these Kenya Kwanza politicians will do is that they will be on the wrong side with their wives and husbands and they will say it's because of Uhuru. You see, that raises a concern, but not the concern that is making him to trend today, because he's trending for that meme that wakikosana kwa familia they will still blame Uhuru. This is my question to Kenyans. What is the role of a Kenyan citizen when politicians mismanage Kenyans' money, they mismanage public resources, and their rival politicians are able to expose them to us? They are able to blame each other, which means that they know where those resources have gone. Because you see, I feel there is a deliberate action to make us to keep having conversations about the wrong things when the truth is barely on our eyes and we have everything, we have all the evidence that somebody has done something. These politicians have the tendency of bringing another thing to confuse us and to change what conversation we should be having as Kenyans. Because I'm asking that because, for example, the president is overtaxing you and is overtaxing the country because he says that the previous administration mismanaged the country. They stole all the money. When they were getting to the office, they found I don't know how many millions of money only left in the exchequer ama kwa treasury. So my question is, that treasury kuna watu walikuwa wana manage na wanajulikana vizuri sana. We had the accounting officer, we had the president whose juniors were sending orders after his orders, and none of these people, apart from political noise here and there, none of these people, not even a small action has been taken against them. So Kenyans, after kujua hivi, are we just supposed to listen and go to bed, then tomorrow wake up, they give us another thing, we listen and then go to bed that day? Or are we supposed to just wait for the news? Tunasikiza tu mainstream media, saa moja ikifika saa 3 you watch the news and then news zikiisha unaangalia kumkumbagia, unaenda unalala, ama soap opera yenye unataka unaenda unalala. Then tomorrow you wake up, unapewa tena content ingine, you consume, then you forget, then the next day What is the role of the Kenyan citizen when it comes to these things? You see, and how can you stop these politicians from these misbehaviors? You see, if you say that you are protected by the Constitution, the Kenyan Constitution Article 1 says that the sovereign power belongs to the people. That's Section 1. But next, it tells you that the people can either they can exercise that power either directly or indirectly. The word "or" is used so that when you are using your powers directly, you cannot use your elected representatives. And then if you have elected representatives who are supposed to speak for you, then you are not supposed to use that power directly. I mean, if a person tells you, you can either pick a cup or a bowl. That person does not tell you that you're supposed to pick a cup and a bowl. You cannot pick both. You can only pick one. The word or is used to mean that you can only use one and not both. So in this case, you are told that the sovereign power belongs to you, and you can also use it, or you can exercise it either directly or indirectly. So that means today, because we have elected representatives, they are the ones that are supposed to speak on our behalf. But you see, these elected representatives, they have loyalty. They are more loyal to their party leaders because we elected them on parties, and not to the citizens, because if you look at it, their party leaders sponsored them to be elected. If we have people from UDA, they were largely elected because they supported President William Ruto, and that means they are William Ruto's cows, or they are William Ruto's mouthpiece. Okay? If you look at ODM, those are the two parties that make the majority. If you look at ODM, most of those MPs were elected largely because they supported Raila Odinga. So that means that Raila Odinga sponsored them to the parliament. Therefore, these two parties that form the majority in parliament make decisions on behalf of the country and decide what laws to pass and what laws not to pass in parliament. We can therefore agree that they do not serve the public. They do not represent the interest of the people. They represent the interest of their party leaders. So that means that the parliament and the interest of everything that we are doing is to serve President William Ruto and Right Honorable Raila Odinga. So that means you Kenyans have now representatives in two eyes. In this, guys, you can be told you have members of parliament who you elected. But the truth is that these people are representatives of these party leaders. So in this case, what should the Kenyan do to make sure that he gets back that power? Are we just supposed to sit down and listen without doing anything? I don't have a solution, but I would like to have somebody with a positive mind, with the right senses, to come to the comment section and tell us, what should Kenyans do? Should we just sit down, watch news about what these politicians are doing, the gross misconduct and mismanagement of our resources, and just wait for them to destroy this country?